Who could ever have foreseen? It's war between NXT and TNA. Hello, Fightful Faithful. Welcome to It's a Tuesday and it's war. It's an invasion angle. There's so many. It's invasion. Everyone was around the ring, and then they all spontaneously decided to invade. It's a Tuesday. It's September 23rd. You can do the rest.
It's September 23rd. It's the Tuesday Sour Grabs post show, and I was always told Raw is war, but today NXT is war. So just I guess WWE shows our war from time to time. But yes, after a strongly worded email from everybody on the roster, people slowly leaking into the building all night, one of them joining amicably on commentary, a surprising ending. The TNA roster seems to have invaded NXT, but we're going to talk all about it. We're going to talk about No Mercy. We're going to talk about this episode of NXT. Get in your super chats. Get in your humper chats at humperchats.com. And of course, subscribe to Fightful Select, where, Alex, you're not going to believe this, but there were scoops posted today about professional wrestling.
Wow.
Yeah. While everybody was freaking out about a list, Sean was busy over there reporting his scoops. Okay. He was telling you why this John Cena AJ Styles angle was built on social media. Surprise, John Cena only has 5 appearances left. There's more on that information over there.
You can't really do much anything else in that.
Yeah, there's plenty more on Fightful Select. We also seem to weekly now have a rumor roundup and debunkathon, which I know sounds like a fundraiser, and in some ways it kind of is, because your money goes towards supporting our staff of 40 people. But Sean has explicit clarity on things that either get reported or rumored about or whatever, so you can check those out over there. But some information on Piper Niven that went up, unfortunately, as well, in regards to an injury that she sustained. Producers, scoops all weekend from both shows. Scoops on Andrade's first post-WWE appearance from this time around of being post-WWE. Plenty more on FightfulSelect.com. Alex, we've been invaded.
We have. Tonight, war movie puns. I didn't want to do war puns because then that conjures up like actual human conflict. So war movie puns, I feel like we can all get behind it.
I was thinking Invader the video game.
Like Space Invaders? Oh.
But you did retro puns last week when you had that younger, sexier host SP3 in.
Yeah.
Real talk, SP3 is so great. Like I watched your show from Tuesday and I said, I have to get well or this guy is going to come to replace me. And I can't have that. So I was like, I have to invade the NXT post show once again. Alpha Bill saying better bet. Look, if you want to say better analysis, if you want to say you like his energy better, if you like his views on wrestling better, I'm fine with that. But better bangs. How dare you? For several reasons, mostly that he doesn't have them, but that's just personal. That is over the line. I am going to invade Australia because of that, Alpha Bill.
That's a good idea.
I'm very upset that I didn't think to put together an invasion angle from like Joel and Jeremy and stuff. But I feel like Sean does that most weeks anyway. So
it's true. He does that a lot. I don't know if he need to do it now. He doesn't need to pay attention to us anymore, Kate, because we already did the thing. He used us for a he used us. He got what he wanted, and he just spit us out like we were nothing.
Well, I mean, we're getting very expensive puppets.
I will believe it when they make it across the.
I saw proof of payment.
He did his job. I'm just saying, he might have actually bought the puppet, but there's no guarantee that I get the puppet until the puppet is in, or shall I say, on my hand.
We're
Kate,
on a scale of 1 to 11, because I'm a Spinal Tap fan and these go to 11. How surprised that the TNA roster invaded?
how surprised was I that the TNA roster invaded? What's the lowest number possible?
-69. Nice.
That was it. That was the number. Yeah. So we start out with the lights out match, and this wasn't a lights out match. It wasn't like a lights out match, meaning like the way that AEW does it, where you turn the lights out and then back on, and anything that happens after the lights come back on. Hold on, anything where the lights come back on after that, we don't have anything to do with. It's unsanctioned, right? That wasn't this, and it also wasn't like the lights are out. It was like, honey, did you forget to go to the store and buy light bulbs again? Because it's like 4 lights in a very big warehouse, and the lights were definitely on, just fewer of them.
Alex,
you know,
okay, y'all know I started watching wrestling later in 09, which isn't that much later. Now I'm
right.
old.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't know what a lights out match was before AEW came along, and someone said, "Oh, this is how it's always is." And I thought, well, that's extremely silly, because why did the lights have to go out to say it's an unsanctioned match?
I know.
So that always seemed silly, but I at least understood that that's what a lights out match is.
Right.
This was a "Are you afraid of the dark" match? This was not a lights out match. Alex. No, this was bad.
And then there was a hook on the door handle. Yeah.
That's not what a lights out match is. If you want to say it's a match almost in the dark, call it an almost in the. But like, there's a meaning assigned to a lights out match in pro wrestling, and this ain't it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was a forgot to pay our light bill match. This was a there's a power outage at the office park, and so all those little emergency lights come on, and only those are on. So you can definitely still see. It's just darkish.
This was a like, oh no, those Florida thunderstorms come. They just like swing in and swing out so fast. And they happen to do show at the beginning of our show today.
This was not a lights out match. This was a night lights on match. This is like where you walk down the hall and one of those little motion sensor lights comes on, so make sure you don't trip over a coffee table. Like, that's what those were.
I was kind of bummed too, because I was like, oh, that is clever of Myles Borne to, while the light is off, as starts off every lights out match, to jump his opponent. Feels heelish, but it's clever. For this split second that the lights are off is what I thought was going to happen.
Right.
But then it was
it's also a drastic reduction from their previous match.
Thank you.
Because in their previous match, the lights were out for both of them because they were wearing, blindfolds or pillowcases. And so they couldn't see.
Such a pet peeve about this.
They couldn't see anything, but now they can see everything, just dimmer.
I hate. You know what really grinds my gears, Alex?
What grinds your gears?
I'll tell you what grinds my gears in professional wrestling. When feuds escalate, so they say, but the stipulations move laterally. This happens with Jericho feuds all the time. Sometimes they're just straight up backwards. Sometimes they start with something more violent and go backwards. I cannot stand when you're like, last time wasn't enough. So right now we're going to do something that is laterally as aggressive. It drives me so absolutely bonkers, Alex.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I know from you is like they started out with a steel cage match, and the blow-off match is just a regular match.
I hate that so much.
The next one, there was like lights out entirely for them because they're wearing blindfolds. This one is a lights out match, but not really. And the next one's going to be like just the lights are at regular.
Just
and then
a full luminosity match. Ah!
The next one is going to be just like you're going to crank all the lights up to 1,000,000. You know,
I'm just going to do this the whole time. Alex, it's so annoying to me that they were like, this match is going to be wrestled like you went to bed and you realize you left the hallway light on and you have to go turn it off.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not talking about the match because who cares about the match? Myles Borne won. I enjoyed the use of the props in the finish, like bringing the bottom ring steps into the ring, setting them up, setting a table up, and then Pillman Jr. is going to do a suplex to Borne through the table, but whoops, he blocked it and hit a DDT onto the top steps. And then as Pillman Jr. is like, I'm barely standing, Myles Borne runs over and does the zigzag, or the Borne barn, as we call it, the Borne barn. And he does it through the table. It was a nice little finish. Well executed. Good for them. Can this also now be entirely over? Please.
No, they have to have one with all the light bulbs on. This one's for all the light bulbs.
Yeah.
I too liked the finish quite a bit. I don't like that Lexus King somehow borrowed my jeans. He was wearing my jeans. I have those jeans.
He was, yeah.
I was ridiculous, Lexus King. He already stole my hair.
He was also wearing a crop top.
He was wearing a crop top.
He looked like the lead singer of Rat. I was wondering if they were going to go round and round.
We're going to go round and round.
Yeah. He I know he does the whole like rock and roll over EDM thing, or at least he used to. Is that a problem with him anymore? But he really does. He now dresses like the lead singer of like a mid-level hair metal band from 1986 with the crop top and the ripped jeans.
Okay, I just said he has my hair and jeans, so let's think by association what you're saying, okay? Because now you're basically saying my word.
Are you wearing the crop top?
You don't know. You could only see me from here down.
I'm asking, are you wearing the crop top?
Another 15 pounds.
Okay.
Now. I will say a couple of things about this. I really like Myles Borne a lot. And Alex, I already mini ranted at the beginning of this. So dare I go on a second rant?
You dare.
Within 15 minutes. All right, I'll go on a second rant.
You do it.
I'm making up for last week because I wasn't here. I really like Myles Borne, and something that I'm consistently complaining about, and I have it's more of a criticism about WWE than other promotions because of their storytelling is just going to be more prone to this.
Yeah.
I feel like there's way too few people in all of American professional wrestling right now, but certainly WWE, where I just want to see a guy who wants to beat the crap out of another guy. It's actually worse on the main roster than it is in NXT. But today I felt like Myles Borne really wanted to actually beat the crap out of Lexus King. So I appreciated that about this match.
Yes,
because I am constantly saying, like, I know it's sports entertainment, but I'm not entertained by like, ha ha ha, CM Punk, I skipped around like your wife does. That gets really old. You know what I mean?
Bad.
Like
that part's bad.
I'm supposed to believe that CM Punk and Seth Rollins have hated each other for like years.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no, it didn't feel like when I was watching them at WrestlePalooza, they actually wanted to beat the crap out of each other, Which I feel like is the foundation of pro wrestling, is that
It
guy
should
wants
be.
to beat up this other guy.
You
Now,
would
maybe
think
it's just
so.
because I got Eddie Kingston back, so I know that's on its way. But like Kevin Owens makes me feel that way in a WWE presentation, right? So I would like to see more of that. I felt like Ethan and Javon did that, certainly. I feel like Julia and Jordan Grace certainly did that. So it's not that it's completely absent, but I just feel like for what a fundamental buy-in to pro wrestling that is, it is not nearly present enough.
Yeah.
Not nearly present enough. Today, I saw that grit in Myles Borne, and maybe it's because Beth Phoenix and Adam Copeland are in AEW now that the grit couple isn't there, so they lost all the grit when he took
all the grit was gone.
He took Alter Bridge and he took the grit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Damn you, Copeland.
Yeah.
Chris Pereira just won the puns. Sorry, I just saw it.
No, I know. We'll get to it. Ava didn't
like you're trying to summon her. Ava, Ava.
I'm just trying to figure out how to approach this. Ava didn't book what is like in kayfabe. It's like legitimately one of the biggest matches NXT's ever put on their television program. Not only is it former two-time NXT champion Trick Williams, but it is also current TNA champion Trick Williams and Oba Femi. A one-on-one match they've never had for both titles.
For
she
all
didn't
the
book that. She didn't book that. Grayson Waller booked that. And then at the end of the show last night, she was like, wow, everybody in TNA seems really upset about this. And William Regal goes, I don't envy you, sunshine, or whatever the fuck he said. Right? And she then apparently gets on a plane to England. She doesn't want to be here for this match she didn't book. You know what I mean? Like,
I respect that. That's really petty.
Maybe that's it. Maybe she's being petty. That's fine.
I didn't book it.
It amazes me that if you ask me who's the worst GM of wrestling you've ever seen, the answer depends on if it's a Monday or a Tuesday, because both of them, Adam Pearce and Ava, are so bad at their jobs sometimes.
Well, hold on. At one point, Raw had an anonymous general manager laptop that was various celebrities,
What
and then it was
have you not done for me lately? That's what I've got to say to that.
You said it all time.
Everything is recency bias. Okay, like I don't get it. I don't get why you would knowingly. Everybody backstage was like, everybody from TNA is totally going to show up and ruin this big match. Everyone backstage says that. You said it. William Regal basically said, yes, this is going to be a big... Why? Did you go with William Regal? Why didn't you send him to England? Did you stay behind? I don't know what's going on, but she's not here. And Robert Stone and Stevie Turner are here, and they're talking to her. It's like, hi, yes, I'm sorry I couldn't get back from England. I know it's 3 a.m. here. So I'm talking to you, and apparently the signal is terrible because I'm going through a tunnel in England at 2:30 in the morning, and like, yeah, hey, there's a bunch of people from TNA here, says Robert Stone. Did you invite them? What, Robert? I can't hear you. You're breaking up. There's a bunch of people here from TNA. Did you invite them? No, I can't hear you. I'm just going to get off the phone now. Goodbye. Stevie Turner's like, haha, I'm in charge now. Robert's like, well, I am also a kind of in charge.
My thing was, did Ava also cancel security. Like, in her defense, there is no way she could have
saying
seen
that over and over again. I just want to know where's security. Where's security at? Where's security? Where's security? I want to know where's security at. And nobody knows, because sometimes she would have like 5 guys from security hang out in her office while 2 guys sign a contract. But there's no security at ringside when TNA invades.
It's like crazy security for. Sorry, I just got a very weird text message. Nothing fun. It's crazy how crowded that office gets when you need security for people to sign a contract, or just if someone's acting up, there's like 5 security guards and they're all gone today. But how could she have possibly known, other than the entire TNA roster tweeting that they've had enough of this?
Yeah.
I don't really go out of my way to watch TNA in real time anyway. When I have like COVID, I definitely don't. But like, did anybody even try and gesture to get into the match? To try and make it a triple threat? At any point in this?
No.
We're going to talk about the ending at the ending. But why didn't anybody just on principle say like, hey, that's our company's belt. I think somebody at least deserves a shot at it.
Nobody wanted to do that.
No contendership set up.
They wanted to
Carlos
aimlessly
Silva.
wander through the background of backstage shots and then hang out in the crowd until Trick Williams slapped Mike Santana. And then it's on.
Man, I am going to take to Twitter to express my frustration, and then a bunch of us are going to just slowly show up over the course of an evening, and you're never going to guess what happens at the end. Is a bad invasion angle, Alex.
Like when you invite 40 people to a barbecue and say, show up like 4-ish. And then like the first people are there at 4:00 and the last person shows up at 6:05. You know what I mean? Like that's basically what this was. They were just wandering in. Like, nobody decided to okay, well, we better be here all at the same time so we can all invade together. It wasn't like set up. It was just they all happened to be there.
They all just ran into each other.
Yeah.
Alex, we do have some greetings that we should address.
Okay, address your greetings.
Well, my dad says, from the Elizabeth Pringle family to you and yours, happy equinox and Rosh Hashanah to those who celebrate. Nobody celebrates autumn more than white girls. So,
is it really the equinox today?
Yeah. Get hit. And then my brother, J.W. Pringle, says, amazing Alex, sister Killer Kate, proud Papa Paul Elizabeth, and all the SGS. I can pronounce acetaminophen. Much love to the neurospicy kids. Well, thank you, because I am one of those.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. So, Ethan Page is walking backstage and somebody's in the background, but who's in the foreground? Myles Borne, taking a look at that North American title. Ethan Page is here. He's coming to the ring just to talk about how great he is. But then he's like, El Hijo de Dr. Wagner is here. He's El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., so he's actually Dr. Wagner III. It's so much easier to say that. I don't know, Dr. Wagner Trace is so much easier to say than El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. But anyway, that guy's here. And he says, you screwed me out of winning your Latin American title. So otherwise I'd have 2 titles right now. And then El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. stands up. And Ethan Page says to El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., you want to stand up? Why don't you get in the ring and let's fight right now, El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr.? And then El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. gets in the ring. And they fight. And it's very... They brought a ref out. Bring a ref out, he said. And I was like... And then he tapped out to the to an ankle lock, and I was like, "Does El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. have an ankle lock?" I didn't know. I apologize. I was not familiar with your game. I did not know that was one of his maneuvers. And just kidding, it's not. It's not his. He taps out. The referee like calls for the bell. The referee is out there for 14 seconds maybe, and that's the end of the match. And he taps out and he calls for the bell, and I was like, oh, they decided to put the North American title on a AAA guy, because I didn't realize it wasn't for his title, because that was, I don't know why I thought it would be. I'm silly. But then he takes off the mask, and it's not El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. It's El Hijo de the name of Tavion Heights' dad. I don't know what Tavion Heights' dad's name was.
First of all, seamless transition by you.
El Hijo de Senor Heights.
Yes. Nailed it. I will say, sometimes they do these things and the people are not the stature of the people.
Right. Yeah.
This was close. Like, this was a pretty good one, honestly.
Okay, good.
So I give them credit for that, because sometimes they're like, I know that guy's 6 inches taller, but
right,
it's fine. I actually thought this was fine. Like, I like that Ethan Page actually wants to fight people. That's refreshing. Like, heel champions that actually want to fight people is a nice change of pace in WWE. Tavion Heights being smart is also good. Like, he was a little clever here. And it was to send a warning shot, and he almost got the title out of it. So,
yeah.
All right, like, this is fine.
He invited El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. to come to No Mercy to watch him face Tavion Heights, but he didn't actually invite El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. He invited Tavion Heights, who was pretending to be El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. So, does that mean that El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. will be at ringside to potentially cost Ethan Page the title?
Or to set up a triple threat.
Or to set up a triple threat or whatever. I don't know.
I feel like I know it's crazy to think they would do a non-finish and set up a triple threat, but
I mean, it is crazy to think that. That's insane. They would never do that. But I also thought it would be kind of fun to see Tavion Heights win it and then have his first feud be with Myles Borne.
That would be a very fun way to go about business.
Doesn't need this title. He is who he is without the title. So,
and I wouldn't even hate a hot potato or like he gets it back in a couple months thing or whatever. Like, that would be a very fun thing to do. Myles Borne versus Tavion Heights, and I feel like that's kind of one of those like shock wins that I would like, because I feel like Tavion Heights is ready for such a thing.
Yeah.
And you're right, Ethan Page. I think there's a lot of value in Ethan Page as a champion. I don't think he needs to be a champion to be valuable. Like, I think he's the kind of guy that can make other people, but I don't think that's title exclusive. But this was all I was, as Cresta would say, sports entertained by this. This was fine. Yeah. I'm glad that Myles Borne still seems like a priority, because I felt like he had all that momentum, and then we started this Lexus King program, and I was like, this is the follow-up. But they at least made it like a proper feud that was title adjacent, and now he's looking at a title again. So I'm like, okay, that's a good sign, because this men's singles division needs it so bad. And week over week over week, we'll talk about this invasion angle, obviously. But it just felt like they don't care about their own roster, because it's like, here's Evolve, here's LFG, here's TNA, here's anybody but our own people. So I'm glad that we're getting some prioritization in this story of that. That's good.
Right, me too. Jim Dukers says, even with the current state of Fed programming, at least this week gives us the return of the finest tag team in all of wrestling, Kalex forever. Long live Sour Nation. Thank you, Jim Dukers.
Thank you, Big Jim.
Orion Ben says, hi, SGS. We give Bizarro Kate NXT one night and see. LOL. Yep, that's all. That's her. Stevie Turner apparently is Bizarro Kate. She's all in charge of all the bad stuff.
I will say, the lack of security, not only concerning on the TNA side, but you just don't even check and see who luchadors are.
Yeah, no, we don't. No, he's ringside. Did he
like the ticket guy wasn't like, that looks like one of our dudes.
Yeah, sure. Matthew Hooks says, I just want to say thanks to Alex, Kate, and the SGS. Well, you're welcome, Matthew Hooks.
I think 3-time at least sponsor of the Fightful Awards, Matthew Hooks. We appreciate you. And just a nice fella. Just a good dude.
Jim Duker says everything about Kate is better. OTK, OTK, OTK. Original tribal Kate.
Well, my immune system is not better, but that's
right, well,
I'll take the everything else about it.
I think that's all we got a lot of good
war movie puns.
A lot of good war movie puns. We'll get to those in a bit. So earlier today, Jordan Grace is watching Blake Monroe's deal from last week, where she was sitting in a bathtub with the red light and saying, "I'm gonna kill Jordan Grace," or whatever. And Ariana Grace says, "Well, man, I'd hate to face Blake Monroe. I'd be really scared if I was Jordan Grace." Like, you are not me. Yeah, I know. I was saying that. I was saying if I was you, I would be scared. You shouldn't be scared. That's crazy. But you said you didn't like me last week. I could. No. I just said I wanted her to know that we weren't related, just in case she was taking a census. She didn't say that, but she should have. Jordan says, well, let's make sure everyone can tell the difference between you and me tonight, says Jordan Grace. And in spite of all of the bullshit, there's some of the stuff that Ariana Grace does that just shows that she's got great comedic chops.
Yeah,
I can't stand the gimmick, but she's got great timing and really clever use of expressions and modulating her voice. Like, no, that's not what I meant. Jordan, come back. No, damn it. Like, that's
she's
really
great.
funny.
Yeah, she's really good. Sometimes the characters here or there, but
yeah. So apparently it's Make-A-Wish Day for NASCAR drivers, and this guy wanted to be a ring announcer. Somebody want to tell me, give me a better explanation for why this happened. What? I don't know. I have no other idea why this guy gets to come out here in his full NASCAR garb
or something. I don't know. I'm not
sorry. That affects me how?
Well, because you review a show where this guy does a ring announcing spot.
I mean, but
just be glad that when someone from Make-A-Wish came out, Brock Lesnar didn't F5 the ever-loving crap out of their opponent.
I mean, listen, Brock Lesnar can F5 as many NASCAR drivers as he wants. Turning left for 5 hours is not a sport. Okay?
It is in Jersey.
Because you never actually turn left. That's the thing. Anyway, he introduces badly Candice LeRae and Lainey Reed for their speed match. Him fumbling with his cue cards took almost as long as the entire match.
There's an art to the ring announcing.
There is. Lainey Reed won because, of course, she did, because that's the story they're telling.
Right.
Poor Candice. A little bit of ring rust because she hasn't done this in a very long time. she went for the lion salt and completely missed the middle rope. I was like, okay, this is unfortunate. Can we let Candice LeRae wrestle often enough that she doesn't forget where the middle rope is?
Yeah.
But like muscle memory has forgotten how to do her finisher. That's so sad.
I'm deciding how sour I want to be. Hold on. Just calculating. Because you were talking about ring announcers and the SmackDown guy. I forget his name. Mark something?
Mark whatever.
Mark something. Not Jake something, but Mark something.
Mm-hmm.
He said he doesn't do Chelsea Green's Samantha Irvin entrance. And I thought, well, that's a good idea because that was her thing, not yours. Right. But he said it's because Chelsea Green is a badass and he doesn't think he should be doing like a high-pitched thing for her. And I was like, I don't know if you've seen the show, Mark something or another, but she's not presented in any way, shape. The bottom of the list of adjectives I would use to describe the way she's presented is badass. Comedic, heel, loser.
Yeah. It is not your job, ring announcer, to break kayfabe.
That's like, even ring style wise, I would say like, I think most wrestlers are badasses because of what they do, but like she's not. I'm not like, wow, shades of Nigel McGuinness with that lariat from Chelsea Green. Like she doesn't come across as like Diamante or Jordan Grace or whatever. Right. But anyway, Mark Nash, thank you. Anyway,
as long as we're burying him, let's get his full name.
Let's get his full name. I don't want to like bury someone, but I was just like,
no, I heard that thing. That's a dumb thing to say and or think.
Yeah, so. I was just I was like, I don't know if we watch the same show every Friday, right. Mark Nash, but okay. Anyway, I feel like the guy that got in NXT was pretty damn good with Mike Rome, but anyway, yeah, this was unfortunate. Like, give Candice LeRae enough reps that she doesn't miss the middle rope on her finisher. I really like Lainey Reed. Like, she just feels very certain of herself in a way that not a lot of talent this new to the program do. And I like that. Like, it feels good to have that kind of certainty and presence around. And she's not overly gimmicky, and she's not like, she's the funny girl. She's the whatever. She's kind of just Lainey Reed. And I really appreciate that about her and having someone like that on this roster, because we lost a lot of those gals to the main roster, people that like operated in that way. So I'm excited that we have that blossoming in front of us with Miss Lainey Reed.
Yeah. Agreed. This was an odd thing. Two odd things. First is very quick. So apparently the former Xia Li, I don't know what she calls herself in TNA, and Xia Brookside are not, for some reason, called Xia. Like that's obviously what they should be called. But they're walking backstage, and I believe it's Vic Joseph who says, those are the Angel Warriors. But I only heard it in passing, kind of. So I thought that he said the Asian Warriors. And I was like, does Xia Brookside have a heritage I'm not sure about? Like I know Xia Li, sure, I understand that part, but Xia Brookside, I did not realize she had that in her. But it's not Asian, it's Angel.
Lee,
yeah.
I believe
Ling Lee. Yeah.
Is the name she goes by now. That's the other thing with this invasion angle. I'm like, a bunch of you worked here. Like, it doesn't kind of takes the sting out of the invasion. Matt Cardona, like Kevin Owens, has made fun of him for saying how many times he wants to work in WWE.
There was a point where you could tell he referred to Xia Brookside by her name, and then there's Xia Brookside to my right, and like he did not remember what her name was.
I'll tell you what her name is not anymore.
Her name isn't Xia Li anymore. That's for dang sure.
Confusing, because the other person here is.
If Nick Nemeth had showed up, would they call him Dolph Ziggler? They'd have to, right? Like, everybody who watches the thing would know that's who he was.
The problem is they've been inconsistent on this, because Fandango was JDC, right? And Elijah can't be Elias. But you know what I mean? Like, I think Matt Cardona was Matt Cardona tonight and not Zack Ryder. Yeah. So they've been a little inconsistent on that.
Yeah.
But we like it just. I was here 2 years ago, and now I am invading. Doesn't really have the like. I guess Cardona was a rough one because he's been vocal about like, and I don't blame him, by the way. He gets asked in interviews constantly, like, when you coming back? Right? But like him invading WWE as like a we are TNA representative, he could do a really great promo if they give him the stick for that. Like there's probably something there, but I'm like, I've seen most of you under this brand.
The other thing that was weird was so Solruka and Zarya brought like magnetic whiteboards you would put up like in your locker, and they were just writing things about the match while it was happening for 2 minutes and 25 seconds. And then they just held them up like put them on commentary or something. I know the match is like 2 minutes and 25 seconds long, but like I wrote something on my whiteboard. Everybody read it. It's just a weird thing to do.
Man, what had they done to Delta Brady? Give me Delta back. Going to the Raven's Nest to write on whiteboards.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
What?
She did say, "I'm going to steal your soul," she wrote.
Get it?
Soul. Yeah,
it's like Soul Ruka.
But that Lainey Reed wins with a Kamagoye.
Yes. So. I believe it's in the Linda's arsenal as well.
Yeah. Jada Parker does a little inset promo pre-tape video dealy thing.
Yes.
Where she talks about, "Hey, Lash Legend, you happy with yourself for beating me? What happened after that? Kicked your ass. And so you lost the match, but you won the battle, but I won the war." Something.
Well, this is war now.
Something like that. She asks Lash to clock it. We will see later if Lash does indeed clock it.
We will.
But remember that weird thing they did where Nia Jax showed up for no reason and then beat Lash Legend and then just left
to Tiffany Stratton again? Yeah.
Yeah. What was the deal with that? Because like Lash Legend lost to Nia Jax and then beat Jada Parker, and then Jada Parker kicked her ass afterwards, and I don't know why did that even happen? Why did the Nia Jax thing even take place?
I wish, like, if it was going to be a one-off, if they built it to a Lady Haas fight, because they didn't build it as that. Yeah, that would have been cool. Like, I would have had clarity around what it was supposed to be, other than because I was under the impression as well that they were going to be starting some sort of program, as it were. So I just and that would have been fun, like, because they meaning wrestling,
right,
is scared to say that. I don't know if they feel weird about male commentators talking about women being built like brick houses, which is fair. Yeah. I would say there's another solution, which is get female commentators. But like sometimes I feel like American wrestling, and I say American because I don't watch a lot of women's. I don't watch enough Joshi to say that this is true or not. But like there's this fear of being like, that big ass strong woman is going to take on that big ass strong woman, and that's going to the lady meat match, whatever words you want to assign to that. There's like a fear of embracing that, and I think so many people love that style of wrestling from women, and just call it that, like call that out, because I think that's really, 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 really cool.
Yes, I agree. Something that was not to me really, 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 really cool was Lyra just hanging out backstage with Tatum.
No, like, but I did appreciate that she pointed out that all of her friends go crazy.
She says, "Is it me? It's not me, is it? Well, I mean, you're the only correlation between all of it." And I love that she says to Tatum, "Why do all of my friends people I make friends with end up going crazy?" And you're saying to Tatum, "You are crazy."
We
became friends. But the thing was that Tatum was crazy before she like wanted to hang out with. She was like stalking people backstage and like putting her face up against the door, the window part of doors to watch people go by. That was before she ever gotten involved with Lyra.
Yeah, but
this is weird.
We thought she was gonna be crazy, like going after Goldie crazy, not what this character is kind of turned into, which is unfortunate. Like, yes, she was being weird, but she didn't start like the dolls stuff until Lyra, I think.
No, she went more crazy, certainly, but then Lyra showed up last week and they had a very brief reunion, and then tonight Lyra's back to do nothing except for to talk to Tatum for a while about a storyline that's taking place on Mondays on a different network. Why is this here?
I mean, do we know this was live, though? This could have been just from last week.
I mean, yes, it could have been, but then why was it shown on the air?
That's true. It could have been a digital exclusive.
I don't even know why it even takes place. It is a thing to further a story that's going on between her and Bailey on Mondays, not Tuesdays. And I guess it does also further the Izzy is controlling of Tatum thing. Because Izzy comes up and says, Lyra left you once. She'll do it again. You're smart enough to know it this time. And then she pulls Tatum away, who doesn't seem to realize that she is being dominated by a narcissist. She's like, hey, I'll see you later. Bye, Lyra. Like, she goes along with it, but also doesn't seem to realize that what's going on.
Tatum Paxley is like my personal main character. Mm-hmm. Like I really like the work she does, and I find her really interesting. She feels stalled out right now, so I hope that they don't do that too much, because I think she should be in compelling storylines. Because I really like, I believe her ceiling is way higher than she's being. I don't want to say than she's being booked, because I don't know if characters like this need to be like in title hunts all that much. But I don't feel like her name is in like the next women up conversation, and I think she really could be if people
could be.
Assigned her the proper weight.
Got great character work, and she can really go in the ring. You could easily make her into something, but they appear to have no interest of doing that. She's been in NXT for years.
It's like a high risk character too, so I'm like, shit or get off the spooky pot, as they say.
Yeah, I mean, also Soul winning the North American title was actually a bad idea in retrospect, considering what she's done with it since winning it, which is nothing. Like they haven't even paid off the Zelta feud. Like you could easily, she could have lost that 2 months into her title reign. And we could have had two other people be champions between that and now Tatum Paxley becoming NXT North American champ. Like, you could do a lot of stuff, but they're not going to do that.
No, they're not.
So apparently Andre Chase got in his match with Beej, and like he's got all like that weird like yellow bruising around his face.
Yeah.
And so a mustache, ponytail mustache.
You usually say ponytail mustache.
Ponytail mustache, okay. Ponytail mustache and leafy green are like, oh man, that sucks so bad. And yeah, so sorry. And Andre Chase is like, you guys go too fast. We got you get ahead of yourselves. Like, you're right. So we got somebody who can teach us how to do fast better. And it's another NASCAR guy and the same NASCAR guy from before, except it's not, because he's wearing the helmet. And I'm like, why is this? We've already seen your face, sir. Why are you wearing the helmet now? And then they start talking about that one of the guys, I don't even know what the second dude was, but he's like, man, it's such an honor for me to be here. You know who I love is that guy who you say his name and he shows up, but I don't know what his name is. And so therefore I cannot say it and he cannot show up. I bet Dark State comes in. They're like, hey, we don't like anybody. And we're the champions. Don't mention his name because we don't like him the most. And I think it's Leafy Green who says Joe Hendry. and then the helmeted NASCAR guy steps forward and takes off the helmet, and it is in fact Joe Hendry. So my thing is this, Kate. The other guy's name was Cole Custer. That was the guy who did
Cole
the
Custer in the conservatory.
No,
with
Cole Custer was the guy who very fumblingly did the ring announcement, and that was the guy who was ostensibly standing there wearing his helmet. When Joe Hendry is not in the fridge before you say his name.
We don't know
he
that.
Appears no. He's not in the fridge, because if he was, then he'd suffocate. You can't just sit in the fridge, wait for somebody to say your name. Somebody says your name and you materialize, and then he comes out of the fridge. So my thing is this. Cole Custer is standing there in his NASCAR outfit, wearing his helmet. And then all of a sudden, somebody says Joe Hendry's name. And then Joe Hendry becomes Cole Custer. Where is Cole Custer? Is he in a different dimension? Like, is he where Joe Hendry came from? Did Joe Hendry switch space? Was it a quantum leap thing? Is Joe Hendry basically Scott Bakula from Quantum Leap, and now he leapt into Cole Custer's body?
This is some Freaky Friday stuff. I have questions. I also feel like if you are going to be a professional wrestler at NXT, you need to know what's happening in this general area. Mm-hmm. Because EHOs that are juniors, not so much.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
NASCAR drivers.
Really funny that they pulled the same basic gag twice in the same episode, you know?
Like an hour apart.
Yeah.
So pretty just great. Listen, there's talent that watch the show. If I haven't heard from them, Sean has. So sometimes it's not always the best, but no, it's actually not the NXT talent. It's not them. It's other people or other woodland animals, as it might be. But anyway, all that to say, if you're an NXT talent or you're appearing on the show, I would just take caution and make sure that when you think you're talking to someone, get a clear image of their face.
Right. Yeah. It's possible. Yeah, I think you're right. Anyway, they do set up a 6-man tag between the Chase U Stooges and Joe Hendry versus Dork State. Fart State.
You don't have trios titles. I don't need to see Dark State face Joe Hendry and other people this many times. It's getting out of hand.
It is. And also, Hank and Tank were there. They were walking around backstage looking at the rafters like that's where the TNA people were going to be. And then they were part of the brawl at the end of the thing. I thought they were the guys who have like Joe Hendry on speed dial. I didn't know.
They certainly have summoned him in the past. It seems like they're friends.
Jordan Grace and Ariana Grace. Ariana Grace doesn't have the sash, but she still does the pageant wave, and the music is still the pageant music. Is she beauty pageant contestant, or is she not? That's an honest question.
I don't know, Alex. Maybe they're sick and tired of your shit. Maybe they're tired of hearing you week after week be like, why is this woman walking around in a sash? She's never won anything.
I'm glad she lost the sash, but she's still behaving, and her entrance music still sounds like she is. So I'm just wondering, like, drop the gimmick entirely, or keep it going.
Maybe she's no longer Miss NXT. Maybe she dropped her imaginary crown, but she's still a beauty pageant contestant. She's just in a new competition cycle.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So Jordan basically, Ariana gets a bunch of offense in on Jordan, but Jordan hits her with one move and beats her.
Yes. Which is how that should have gone.
Sure. And then Stax is the furthest thing away from a Heritage Cup champion. He's just here to like check on Ariana. I'm just reporting.
I can't talk about it anymore.
I'm reporting the facts, Kate. The facts are this.
Facts, not feelings. Facts hurt my feelings in this case.
They broke up the family, and nobody is on television. You know what I mean? Like Stax is like Hank gets to like check on his gal. I don't know what the hell Luca's doing. Tony's dead, and Big Ange. We can only assume Tony's dead.
His gal. I don't know what Luca's doing. Tony's dead.
And Big Ange tore her ACL, and she's at home doing cooking videos. By the way, you got to follow Big Ange. She's cooking pumpkin dishes.
I love her so much.
Jesus.
You got to hear about the cat in the wall. If you haven't heard about the cat in the wall, you got to hear about the cat in the wall.
I got a cat in my wall. She held a seance for what she assumed was a dead cat because it had been so long. And during the seance she was holding, the cat reappeared in the wall like she brought it back from the dead.
Like it was Joe Hendry.
Like, here's the thing. She could never take a bump again. And if like she could become the biggest TikToker in the world in 6 months. That's how amazing her character is and how perfect her videos are. She's so great.
I love her so much. I miss the Heritage Cup. I miss it so much.
Mm-hmm.
I miss Noam Dar so much.
Yep.
But it was such a fun and interesting device, and the lighting situation was always very clear. I always knew what was happening when the Heritage Cup was around.
Mm-hmm.
I miss it, and it shouldn't be sleeping with the fishes. And Tony D'Angelo should be alive.
Yeah. The report was that he was going to be on the main roster before the end of the year, and they were still going to be using the Mafia gimmick, was the report. I don't believe from us, but that was a report that was out there.
I'm going to need to see the exact date and time and publisher of who put that out.
I know. That was a report that I read, and I was like, that's not, no, they're not, please. Anyway, so that's the least important thing that happens after the match. The most important thing is that Blake is here. Balaki is here. And she brings a branded trash can to the ring. It's got her face on it and also like pink piping around the top and the bottom of the trash can. She's also got a pink kendo stick. And Jordynne Grace has a chair. And they fight for a little bit. And then they are broken up. And out comes the junior GMs, and Stevie's like, hey, I'll tell you what we're going to do. The two of you are going to meet at No Mercy, and then you're going to have a weapons match. And then Robert Stone is like, yeah, but also it's going to be in a cage.
It's a little Mick Jagger.
Yeah, that's what she sounds like. I don't know why. I don't know what you've been thinking, but she's
walking around like this.
She's basically Mick Jagger.
Yes, Blake Monroe apparently borrowed Tony Storm's Sandman ECW one-piece suit as well.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
She's just full on Mariah May now, which is way better than what they were doing, so I'll take it. Mm-hmm. But also, I'm ready to get the show on the road. Like, I'm glad this will be the blow off.
Right. Yeah. Hey, remember how we were being funny and we were like, this isn't the end of the tweaks they're doing with Jordynne Grace's new terrible music. It's not a finished product until somebody says something in a low voice to start. And now it says, in a man's voice, it's not over until I win. And then her music starts. And I'm like, What?
That's just categorically untrue. It's terrible. All of it's terrible. I don't know. There are other musicians in the world. I don't know if they're familiar with music, but lots of people write it and they're better at it than them. And they're a multi-billion-dollar company. So they should probably get their ass in gear and get someone that can do this well.
They probably should. Odds of them doing that, Kate. If you had to bet on the odds.
Like, if I had to bet on the odds?
If you had to bet on the odds of them actually getting off their ass and hiring somebody who can actually make good theme songs.
I mean, I feel like it's inevitable because it ruins Royal Rumble. So I would say that the odds are probably higher than we're giving credit for. But all I know is exactly where I would place my money for those odds.
Yeah.
Do you know where?
Do you know where it is? Oh my God, you can bet on pro wrestling? Yeah, you can at mybookie.ag. Then, when you use the code FIGHTFUL, you get a $50 bonus on your $100 deposit or a $100 bonus on a $200 deposit. If you think you know more than the casual fan, than the average fan about what's going to happen on the upcoming pro wrestling shows, head over to MyBookie. Test your mettle over there. But it's not just pro wrestling. It's UFC. We've covered UFC odds for years here at Fightful, and we are getting them exclusively from MyBookie. Sports all across the world. They have live casino games, table games, slot games, all kinds of stuff at MyBookie. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you do that and use the code FIGHTFUL. Now, we only want you to bet what you can, and please bet responsibly. But use that code FIGHTFUL and get that fantastic bonus and make a little money off something that you might have a little bit of an education on here in pro wrestling.
MyBookie AG. No, I didn't run to the bathroom while that ad was playing. Why are you looking at me like that?
No, I don't. Hey, Kelly Kincaid is interviewing Lainey. Like, I'm gonna beat Solruka, and then here comes JC Jane and the Fatal Influencers, and they're like, "Hey, good job out there. Good luck on Sunday or Saturday or whenever our PLE is." And then say, "You too, champ," says Lainey Reed, and then I can handle Lola by myself. You two wait back here. And then she leaves. And then Fallon says, "Is she serious?" And then Lainey walks off in the other direction. Mm-hmm. So then JC Jane comes out and cuts a pretty standard heel promo. And running down Lola and why Lola isn't good enough to be champion, why she's the best champion, and all that stuff. And then
I did like when she said, "You're gonna beat the crap out of me, but I'm still gonna leave champion."
Oh, yeah,
like that was a nice little piece of putting Lola over as a hard hitter.
We have so many things to talk about before we get to that part of this thing, because she does say like everything that happened last week didn't actually happen. Rhea didn't pin me, and Lola didn't knock me out with a spinning back fist. So
she did essentially say last week's episode was meaningless, which was a choice.
Yeah, which is because you weren't there, Kate. You weren't here to review it, so it didn't count.
It was a lights out review.
And then she says, I've gotten rid of all the labels everyone tried to put on me. Third wheel, most beatable champion, transitional champion, all wrong. Yes, because of the wrong booking. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a weird thing that I think a lot of when they did what they did and put the title on JC Jane and called up everybody, and then they signed Blake. They said Mariah May like 2 weeks later, and Jordan Grace is kind of like stuck in a holding pattern doing that thing, and like JC's just doing this, and we're just doing basically a weird rehash of Toxic Attraction, but with JC Jane in the Mandy Rose role, and then Gigi's gone, so we'll put Fallon in there, and yeah, I guess Jasmine's the JC Jane part now, and like we had that. There was a thing where she was also the champion of TNA, and she had to like lose that, and like
but that's what her character should say is like
right. No, I get that part. I get that part, but it also has felt like the women's division has been topsy-turvy.
Yeah,
like, and also like not what it's. There are people who should be the champion right now who aren't. JC Jane's done a very good job as the champion, but probably never should have been one, considering how they treated her for years leading up to the point where she magically became champion. It was like JC Jane found a magic lamp and asked the genie to become champion, because it makes as much sense as Aladdin becoming Prince Ali Ababwa. Like that's not what she was, and now she is, because they decided to tap a magic wand and make her that, which didn't make sense at the time, and they haven't done actually a very good job of making her feel important. She's good enough, but they haven't done a great job of making her feel. It feels like because she hasn't actually had to really get involved with Jordan and Mariah Blake, because they've been doing their own thing. She hasn't felt like she's actually faced the top women in NXT since she's become champ. Even Jada and Lash are doing something together. Like, I'm sorry, Lola doesn't feel like a top woman in NXT to me. And so we'll see if she shocks the world on Saturday. But to me, it just doesn't feel like we're just doing this. It's a match we're doing. Like, it doesn't feel like you're actually building somebody to take the title.
I feel like it's kind of a catch-22, because in order to make JC Jane a champion out of nowhere, you had to have her be surrounded by stooges, right?
Yeah.
And then when you have people surrounded by stooges, they always feel like invalid champions, because you just constantly have people interfering on their behalf. So when you do an angle like you're doing with Seth, or like, I didn't like it, but like the Death Riders and the Seth Riders, like, I feel like part of the reason it works is because we've already seen both of those people be individual champions before, extensively, very well, multiple times. I feel like that gets a little bit cheaper when it's so much more of a necessity to have those people interfere to help you win, rather than like, I'm established enough to do it on my own. I just have these people here for X, Y, and Z motivations. So I get what you're saying. I do think whoever gets belts, whether it's Jordan or Blake, will be the one to dethrone her. So I don't have a problem with them kind of doing feuds like this on the in-between. But I do agree that I think it came at an unfortunate time of like Steph didn't even really get a chance to have a rematch with her to make that feel more valid. And all of the top women got called up at the same time, and you were running this TNA angle.
Zelta's not allowed to wrestle. She's a sidekick to another champion, a lesser champion who never defends that title.
It's such a shame too, because we had a chat about this from Alpha Bill, because Alpha Bill's in Australia and saw what I saw. It was like, do you know what she was doing there? And yeah, like I watched her and Jessica Troy's matches, and when I have seen her on NXT, she's been great. I just wish we got to see her in action way more. Yeah. I'd rather see her F5s than some other people's. This company, and she'd be a great person to dethrone JC, but she's stuck in the soul vortex. So they just need to get some stuff moving there. But it is a lot of JC's reign is a product of circumstances I do agree, like, dampen it in the sense of that, like, all the most notable women got called up at the same time, and like they started this angle with her having a bunch of help. like when you need that much help against opponents that are quote unquote of a weaker quality, meaning how they've been built, not their in-ring. Like you need all this help to beat people who like Lola has never even held the title around here. And I'm going to need to be told that you need like 3 people to interfere on your behalf or whatever. Cause I think someone else will come out in Jasmine Nix's place. I'm with you that the circumstances surrounding it have gone out of their way to make her feel a little weaker. I think that the creative did the smartest thing that they could in establishing her to be what she said she is today. But it's just unfortunate.
Lola, she says, while you were shaking your ass, Lola, I was busting my ass. And then Lola comes up and she says, another person talking about my ass, me shaking my ass, but at least I've got an ass to shake, mama. Because apparently JC Jane's got a flat butt. And Lola
really lighting
says,
the world on fire with Lola Vice's creative, man.
Well, yeah, and they gave her a script to memorize, and she tried very hard to do it. But sometimes when you memorize something, you just transpose words. Because there's no way you would say, when you're trying to memorize a thing, and you've said it, and you think you've got it memorized, and you say it out loud, you'll transpose words. But if you were saying the phrase, a year ago I was in this ring, you would say it. If it came into your head, you'd say it. But if you've memorized something and you're trying really hard to say the words that they told you to say, you might say, a ring ago I was in this year, which is exactly what happened. And like you're overproducing Lola Vice. If you think she can't go out there and actually tell her own story to JC Jane on live television, then you got to take her off TV. I know
certainly
she can.
Not in a world title spot. Yeah,
I know she can tell her own story in her own words. But you gave her a script, and she tried to memorize it. And because she was thinking what comes next, she says, "A ring ago, I was in this year," and that's unfortunate. But it happens. I was in stage acting forever, watching somebody in rehearsals who's been memorizing a monologue. You actually see them in rehearsals. They had a monologue memorized, and then they transpose the words. But the next time they do it in the rehearsals, the one time, they don't do that again. But that's just thing that happened while you're memorizing something. And if you gave her a script to memorize and she had 20 minutes to look at it, something like that might happen. Stop writing scripts for people. Tell them to tell their story. It's going to work a lot better than this. It's just, it is.
I also feel like Lola Vice is the kind of person that should be savvy enough to bring friends. There are some faces that should just be smart enough to bring friends.
Who's her friends?
She should have some. She should make some.
She should have some friends. She should actually.
Angle.
She should have like Carmen Petrovic should be her friend. Somebody she spars with. A karate black belt. Somebody she spars with.
I love that idea.
You know what I mean? Like that's somebody that she trains with, she spars with. Kalani has been somebody, you know what I mean? Like somebody that she has had interactions with backstage. Kalani's been off TV now for weeks. You know, maybe Kalani turns on her. I don't know, but this is all kind of weird. A
grabs ago, I was sour. Says me, Normus. Also, someone says we suck, which I think is funny on the week that we have an invader angle.
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
I blocked him because I'm powerful, but I just think it's funny. He should have tweeted about it first and then sat and watched. Maybe he was sitting watching the show.
Yes. Oh, yes. Kidrian says, what about Thea? Thea could be a friend of hers. We could get Thea on TV. Thea is trying to keep herself busy while she's off TV. She said she was going to start a Twitch channel and start streaming on Twitch, but she did not realize she had to buy a computer. She says this on social media. All she thought she had to do was buy a monitor. She didn't know there was actually like a box that connects to the monitor. And then she went shopping for that and it was $1,000. And she was like, no, I'm not going to do that. So she needs something else to fill her time because a Twitch stream's not going to do it.
She didn't know
No. That's what she said on social media. That's what I read. She posted it. I think she thought the computer was inside the monitor, you know?
That is,
the files are in the computer.
I was just literally about to say
the monitor.
She genuinely had a Zoolander moment, and my reaction to that shouldn't be. She's still very young. Come on. Her theme tells us she's a grown-ass woman.
Yeah. Anyway, Lola talks about how she wasn't ready when she faced Roxanne Perez, but now she is. She won't cry now talking about her story like she did then. And then JC, blah blah blah. Somehow, some way, I'm going to walk out as champion. And you are going to walk out your family's biggest disappointment. And then Lola backfists her and holds the title high, which means she's losing.
Do we think this is the debut of Lola Vice's sister? Who they were like, she's welcome in the company at any time.
No.
I don't know how far along she is or anything, but like she could probably pull off punching a henchwoman.
I don't. Maybe she could like punch Fallon. You know?
I'm gonna predict it here in case that comes true. And then if that doesn't come true, everybody forget I said that.
All right. I'm gonna book how they might use her when we get to the end of the of this angle with these ladies.
She's gonna say she's Latina and then hit Fallon Henley in the face with her butt. Boom.
Mm-hmm. So our progressive vignette.
You gotta stop giving them. You gotta stop giving them free advertising. You want to sponsor? You contact me, Progressive.
I don't know why that particular auto insurance company sponsors these particular segments on this show. But this is Double Vest. Listen, I'm going to say it. Double Vest, you got a problem with me? Huh? Say Double Vest comes out here, says all these fans on the internet, all these fat podcasters. Next time at me, bro. Okay? You got a problem with me? Of course you realize this means war. You think I'm gonna tap it down now because you called me out personally? Calling out fat podcasters? Literally, who else is a podcaster who's fat? Nobody. Probably just me. So it's probably me. I'm the only guy who gave you a nickname of Double Vest. I am a guy who said that you have improved a lot as a character and a wrestler over the past several years. So maybe you're not talking about me, but you probably are.
Yeah.
This is war.
You need to tweet about it and then a week later show up to watch his match at ringside and then get in the ring. That's what needs to happen, Alex.
He literally says, I don't care what some fans on the internet think. I don't care what some fat podcasters think. And I was like, oh, really?
What'd he say F me for? We've said he's gotten a lot better.
Okay, fine. Yeah, that is very funny to me. He's gonna beat up Javon Evanson.
Not if you get to him first, he's not.
Now I'm gonna take him out. Take him out backstage. With him with a lead pipe.
'Cause war.
That's because it's war.
This is how I go to war.
You are nothing
you
if
have
not
a speed bag in your war. Whoa!
You are nothing if not the Fighting Irish mascot.
If you want to go to war, do it at Notre Dame.
That is very, very funny. Like, here's the thing. I know he's not talking about Simon Miller. You know what I mean? Like, I know who he's not talking about. Just say it.
If he's calling Simon Miller fat, I don't want to know what he says about me.
I don't know, man. This Dork State versus Hendry, the Chase U Stooges, is probably better than it has any right to be. Ponytail mustache he's pretty good. He's
very
for
good.
for a guy who's got the ponytail mustache, he's pretty good. Kale
It kind of makes it sound like his ponytail has a mustache. I think that's why
I'm pretty sure they're connected. I'm pretty sure like the wisps from the mustache reach around the back of his head and intertwine with the ponytail. I mean, also, I have no idea if this is true or not, but it's very possible that the ponytail is the mustache, by which I mean he clips out a small lock of ponytail and glues it to his upper lip. That's honestly kind of what the mustache looks like. It's very wispy, and like it doesn't feel like it actually has any like grit to it.
It's like bangs for your lip.
It's his mustache looks silky from afar. You know what I mean? Like, he looks like he combs his mustache.
It's very well kept.
Yeah. Anyway, he does a lot of good things, and then he gets attacked while the referee's being an idiot, and he gets pinned. So
it's really good.
They didn't pin Joe Hendry, but Ponytail Mustache takes the bullet for the team.
Ponytail Mustache does. He's really good. They're a really good team. I wish they were not so much saddled with this character, which is a thing that I find myself saying on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I think we're just like in the is Chase U the Judgment Day of NXT? Is that what we've?
I mean, basically, they're here forever.
It's their Bullet Club.
Yeah, it is. It is, unfortunately, yeah.
That's why it's all outside. It's like Mr. Chase, but everybody else has to be from outside the university now because they're all gaijins of Chase U.
Yeah, it's true.
They're gonna outlast the Confederacy, bro. That's what they're going for.
Yeah. They cheat to beat Ponytail Mustache and then talk shit to the camera. You can't take us out. Nobody's safe with Dog States around. That's right. You had to cheat to beat Ponytail Mustache. A winless tag team. You had to cheat to beat them. You know what I mean? You should squash you should have had your friend on the outside because honestly, Andre Chase wasn't doing much of anything. Have Cutler James take out Andre Chase and then pull Joe Hendry off the ramp, off the apron, and then take him out and then squash the Chase U Stooges. You're the tag team champions. You shouldn't be taking 11 and a half minutes to beat this Stooge tag team and Joe Hendry, who barely gets into the match. Take him out.
I agree. I also think you're underestimating the fact that they were in a handicap match and outnumbered because there was a ponytail, a mustache, Uriah Connors, Kale Dixon.
I mean, he's
they operate independently of him.
A ponytail, a mustache, and then like one of those big salad bags that's just all pieces of kale. Kale in a bag. There you go.
We're gonna get puppets. The show's gonna be insane.
It's gonna be so great when we get puppets, you guys. Okay.
There's also gonna be bags of lettuce and stuff.
Yeah, there's gonna be all kinds of. It's gonna be. I'm gonna be a ventriloquist puppet doing prop comedy because I'm gonna figure out a way to like get Velcro on the hands of the puppet and then use the other half of the Velcro on props. It's gonna be great.
I'm very excited.
It's very possible that I'm just never gonna be on camera again.
See what touch brings into you?
I'll be here and I'll just have this thing over here and this is where the puppet will be. It'll just be this. Because I can see everything and just do this as the puppet the whole time. I mean, that's really what I'm trying to make happen. Like and I have said this before, the puppet is making its debut on a Wednesday AEW show with Sean.
Sean's gonna kill you.
I'm gonna do the entire show as the puppet. You will never see my face. It's gonna be just the very best.
It's gonna rule. I can't wait.
It's gonna be just the very best.
Sean couldn't even handle when we had pictures of mops. He's gonna.
I'm going to do the entire show with him as a puppet.
I
It's gonna
cannot wait.
Oh.
I'm skipping my Wednesday podcast to watch that.
I will let you know. I will
Yeah.
let you and the SGS know, or nobody else, that I will be doing it as of that day.
I need to see it in real time.
I can't wait to see how. I want to see steam come out of his ears.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
I'm so intrigued as to what Sean's approach will be, because I feel like for the first 20 minutes, he's going to try and do it sincerely, and then he's just going to...
This thing is, I want it to be that if he doesn't mention it, the people who only listen to it on audio won't even know anything was different. That's what I want. So Ricky gets his own little my hometown piece. Goes back to New Orleans. Gets to talk to everybody in the French Quarter. There's a little bit of tragedy in his past where the house he grew up in isn't there anymore because Katrina took it. Like that's a little bit of some Ricky Starks lore that I did not know.
Yes.
I don't know if that's been like if he's talked about that in an interview that I never read but like that's a very
I think he talked about it on the sessions with Renee.
That's really honestly that's a very specific piece of somebody's past. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. I thought
this
he did a very good job with this, and this is enough to make me do the. Let's say they have plans for Obafemi like now on the main roster. Now.
Sure.
Like I'm not saying that they do, but if they did, Ricky's a perfect guy to put the title on. Like this. Before this piece, I was like, Ricky's gonna have a good match and Oba's gonna win because nobody can beat Oba. But like nobody can beat Oba. But like in this particular setting, if Oba has to lose because logistics, Ricky's the perfect guy to do it. And they did a great job of giving us the reason to like maybe even want him to do it because of the way they've laid this out and the way he cut the promo during it. And like everybody who he was interviewing saying, don't count this guy out. I'd be scared if anybody had to face this guy, that kind of stuff. And seeing him just laugh with people in the bars in New Orleans, like it made him very relatable dude. Like this was a really well done thing regardless of what happens at No Mercy, but this kind of made me okay with it. It made me okay with it. If the ruler were to lose,
if he no longer ruled. I had a different reaction.
Oh yeah.
I'm okay with Ricky Saints beating Obafemi. I'm okay with Obafemi going up to the main roster. I thought this was a very affecting piece and was very well done. And I love hearing Ricky Saints talk because he is natural and authentic. And even in this weird narrator thing, sometimes you get people who are like, my family and blah, blah, blah. He just sounds conversational and natural. Mm-hmm. I'm watching this like this is all gangbusters, honestly. And I still am like, I want to see him as a heel. I hate that. I hate that. But like, you know what it is? I'm just such a big fan of the guy. And we never got to see him really in AEW shine on a consistent basis. And I feel like his wheelhouse is that cocky heel character. And I'm so salivating for that. I think if he goes through with this and is a face, he's going to be incredible at it. But I'm always going to have this itch for the heel version of him, and it's NXT. They could do that on a whim. Sometimes they
do that
too haphazardly. But I'm watching this like this is all great. I want him to be a heel though. But I will also say, you got Ethan Page as a heel as your TV title champion. You have Femi as this tweener, world beater. Like a proper face champion is something that we haven't seen on the show in a while, and all of the Trick Williams reigns were so poorly done. Like the product might call for this as a refreshing change of pace, and he can definitely do it. I just was watching this like I kind of want heel Ricky, but it was all very, very, very well done. All very, very well done.
I want to see what Ricky's. There's nobody who I think they would let do this, other than maybe Ricky, and I want to see him be the guy who's just so friggin' cool. We don't care. He's a heel. In NXT, it works. On a main roster, they might not let it do it, but that crowd just decides to get behind who they get behind, and they would get behind Ricky no matter what he was doing. So the guy who the closest, and everyone makes him out to be, a junior version of The Rock, but like The Rock had a thing where like he was definitely a heel, but no, he wasn't, because we loved him, and he would say horrible things about everybody. Didn't matter if the guy who was going to face him was a traditional heel or traditional baby face. He would still insult their mom to their face. Like that is the kind of thing that I think Ricky could do, especially in a place like where it's the same 300 people every week. They're going to come back and they're going to cheer for Ricky. They're going to make up chants for Ricky. He will have them eating out of the palm of his hand. I don't want to see babyface Ricky, but I also don't think we need to turn him heel to have an edge to him, because
I'm in full agreement with that.
That you could do some fun stuff with him outside of that. And he's also the kind of guy, I don't know if they'd ever let him do it, but he's the kind of guy who would cut a promo on, let's say, Briggs. Man, you are a big dude. You are a big dude, Briggs. You know how big you are? That's because it's the size of the indentation in the couch in the back that you've been putting your ass cheeks on for the last 5 years, because you ain't been called up yet, have you? Like let him be the guy who breaks a little bit of that fourth wall and starts like making things about NXT itself, and knowing there's a main roster. Man, I don't care. I'll be the NXT champion here for as long as they let me. I know I'm going to the main roster. I'll be a champ up there too. I'm fine with that. But you've been sitting here for a while. Like that kind of a thing. He could figure out a way to make that work, but I don't know. Also, I told you it meant
I'm
war.
with you on
I told you it meant war, Briggs. Because you said, talking about fat podcasters, I just gave Ricky some ammunition for his friggin' promo he's going to cut on you. Ricky, call me.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Full agreement with everything you said on that. Like I don't want Ricky to be baby face guy, though he's good at it, but he's great at the other thing.
Yeah.
Let him talk his ass. That's what I'm at.
So here was this really weird moment. Okay. So Kelly is talking with Javon. So you have this big match against Briggs at No Mercy, and what's that going to be? He's like, he won the first one, but I'm going to win this one. I don't know what else he would say. It's just a weird thing. So as he's talking, you hear a crash off to his right, and they go, "What was that?" I don't know. And they keep talking. That has never happened in the history of backstage interviews. When there is a crash over there, the camera goes over there. Everyone goes over there. That's it. Just saying, that was a crash. I don't know. Yeah. Like it. That's never happened before. And so they continue talking, and then you hear somebody go, "Hey, can I get some help over here?" And the camera then goes over there. We find Jasmine Nix knocked unconscious on the floor, and then here comes
Consonants
JC
everywhere.
Jane. Consonants just leaking out of her. Her blood
spilled all over the floor.
Her blood is made out of consonants. It's
There's
like alphabet
X's and Z's everywhere.
It's alphabet soup, but no vowels. That's basically that's her blood.
It's consonant soup.
Yeah. So then here comes Fallon and JC. Like, what were you doing, Fallon? I thought you were with her. I was. I don't know I don't know what happened to her. Well, it's good that she got taken out because we were gonna have to drop her sometime soon anyway. I'm like, that is cold-blooded. Like, it is good that our faction member got taken out by a mystery assailant because we were going to have her out of the group anyway. She was a liability. She was the weak link. That was hilarious. So it's Lainey Reed. And she will win the match versus Sol Ruca. And she will be the speed champion, and then she will here's I know I'm booking the match between Lola Vice. Lola Vice's sister is going to be at ringside. Fallon's going to talk smack to her. Jasmine's gone. So Lola's sister is going to punch her in the face. Fallon. She's knocked out. She gets taken to the back, basically dragged back there by like doctors. She's gone. It's just JC by herself. Oh no, how will I ever beat Lola without my people to help me? Lainey Reed shows up. And Lainey Reed helps her win. And then she is now a full-fledged member of the thing. But in a few months, she also takes out Fallon. And then it's just her and JC. And then she's going to cost JC the title because she wants to be her champion herself. Something like that.
That feels longer than I thought JC's reign would be.
Me too.
But I don't hate it because I believe in Lainey that much, and I think JC's good enough.
I also think it's a very distinct possibility that Lola wins and Blake takes the title from Lola.
I could see that. I don't even hate that.
Because Lola being a transitional champ might be fine. Blake would cheat to beat Lola. We wouldn't have Blake beat JC for it because who would we root for? You know what I mean? Like,
it would give Lola something to chase, and it would give Blake some heat. Like, that's not from Jordan. Like, I don't hate that.
I think Jordan loses to Blake and then Jordan goes up. I just don't know what the hell she does when she's there. Maybe that's what they're waiting for Julia to have a person to face. Like, Julia's tired of facing only Michin and BFAB. And then she'll actually have somebody to face it when it's Jordan who goes to SmackDown. I mean, that's honestly better than anything else they've been doing with Julia. So that could be a thing that they do.
Well, it would be doing something with her. So that would be good.
Before we get to this, the most obvious finish in the history of wrestling, when there needs to be a full investigation here, I'm calling for congressional hearings. Kate, do you know where Halloween Havoc is?
Parts unknown.
It is in Prescott Valley, Arizona. Where is Prescott Valley, Arizona? If you had to guess. In relation to other things in Arizona.
Northeast of Phoenix.
Right. It's northwest. It's northwest of Phoenix. An hour and a half northwest of Phoenix.
I completely made that up. I had no idea, so I'll take it.
So, here's the thing. It is a town of barely 48,000 people. An hour and a half northwest of Phoenix. It is 35 minutes by car from the nearest interstate highway. It does have an airport somehow. I have no idea why they decided to run Halloween Havoc in a town of 48,000 people that is an hour and a half north of Phoenix and 35 minutes by car.
The funniest possible reason is that AEW is running some podunk ass town 20 minutes east of it. Do you think they're filming some spooky shit?
I have no idea. Maybe there's a big haunted house somehow in this town of less than 50,000 people.
Weird.
And it's like the biggest town near it. Like Flagstaff is north of it by an hour and a half.
Here's the thing. Like, I've heard of Flagstaff.
Yeah. Flagstaff is also on a major highway. It's on the major interstate that crosses Arizona. And there's also an interstate that connects Flagstaff to Phoenix. And 35 minutes west of that interstate is Prescott Valley, Arizona. It's got to be a casino where they can get a cheap rental of the arena in a casino that seats let's say 1,100 people. Like that's got to be it, right? Like Shadester just looked it up. OMG, this town is in the middle of nowhere.
1,100 people being like that percentage of your population is still nuts, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm kind of surprised at is that they didn't do like because Universal Studios does those like haunted house nights and has the Wyatt exhibit or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I thought they would have done so. I really thought they would have just done something in Florida with that maybe. That is.
Maybe they'll find Tony D's body out there.
There it is.
Zombie Tony D. I'm in it. I'm in. If
this is now Tony the greatest D idea
comes
ever.
Back from the dead, all zombified. Yeah.
There's got to be some dumbass UFC fight or something happening there. That's so weird. What an odd choice.
Especially because they've been trying to make Halloween Havoc like one of the major shows of NXT every year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it.
That's honestly very odd.
This is a weird thing. I can't wait. Here's the other thing. Every time they do a show, and they're talking about, oh, hey, we're doing a show. Like tonight, we're talking about No Mercy. Get your tickets now. They have a helicopter do a flyover of Fort Lauderdale. But it's like they're not their helicopter. They just got some stock footage of a helicopter going over Fort Lauderdale.
This is just stock footage of.
This is. I don't. They're gonna send up a drone, and just I don't know if there is stock footage of Prescott Arizona. I don't know. Fort Lauderdale it's 195,000 people, which is not gigantic, but 4 times bigger than Prescott Valley, Arizona.
That's wild. Just sometimes you can be like, oh, that seems weird, but then you X, Y, or Z, right? And I'm I have no idea what X, Y, or Z would be in this case.
AEW did some town in Mississippi for Collision over the summer, and I was like, I never heard of that. And I looked, and it says it's a suburb of Memphis. It's like 20 minutes south of Memphis, across the state line from to Tennessee to Mississippi. So
this was also
people from Memphis could just drive down there and do it or whatever, right? Like people aren't driving an hour and a half from Phoenix to go see this NXT run a casino. I don't know.
Maybe there's some weird casino shuttle or something.
Yeah, maybe that is it.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Weird, right? Anyway, I found that out yesterday, and I was like, that needs some kind of investigation. So hey, everybody from TNA, the entire roster except for Mustafa Ali, thank God, is here, and he wasn't here. He didn't show up. Thank God. But but everybody else is in the audience, and they're all sitting there watching this match with Oba and Trick. And the biggest problem with this is the match is good.
Match is great.
The match is a very good match. It honestly shows what these two guys could do in a one-on-one match. They have very good chemistry.
I knew that from the triple threat, but one-on-one, this was really, really strong.
I totally buy Oba kicking out of Trick's finisher, and even Trick kicking out of one of Oba's. You know what I mean? Like, if Oba hit it again, I would assume that would be the end of it. But like, I get all that. But like, Santana shows up during the match. Mike Santana shows up and walks in the front door, and Vic says, "What the hell is he doing here?" Like, you didn't say that about literally everybody else that we've been seeing walking around backstage. Like, you have a partnership with their company, like all of their talent, all en masse, all hit the tweet deck and tweeted out, like synchronized their tweets last week to make sure that you knew how upset they were about it. It's an angle, Vic. It's the most obvious angle ever. Like, I don't know how it could be more obvious. And then
he then just says it's fine that he gets on commentary too.
I get on, and Booker, the one time I'll ever give Booker T credit for something, I feel unsafe. This should not be happening right now. And I agree with you. It should not be happening right now. I don't know about you feeling unsafe, but he just keeps saying that. And where's security? Where's security? Security should be out. And so Mike Santana is on commentary for the entirety of this. Oba gets tossed into the ring steps or something. And then Trick walks over to Santana and slaps him in the face. And then, of course,
Cardona does a thing, right?
Well, no.
Was Cardona in first?
Well, I don't know who was in first. Who cares? Because as soon as Santana slaps it back, it's the most generic giant brawl. Everybody from the NXT locker room runs out. All the TNA talent hop the barricades. The ladies are fighting the ladies, and the gents are fighting the gents. And we're just... It's just basically this thing you were doing before. Hold on. It's just this with 60 people doing it and the crowd is shouting, holy shit, because they've never actually, because they
simply cannot be surprised.
They cannot. This is very unsurprising. This is incredibly unsurprising.
I don't even think it counts as an invasion. Like, they showed up. They all tweeted that they were not going to stand for this. They walked into the building and had been there for hours with no objection.
Like, the other thing is that I don't understand, like, what the hell, like, it's not like if Oba wins versus Trick, because they kept saying it. If Oba wins, then it'll be Oba Femi versus Santana. So it's not like if Oba wins all of your title shots against the TNA title, they're not merging the titles into one title that will only be on NXT. Your title shots just are against a different guy. Like, the guy who seemed to have the biggest problem with this is the one guy we know for sure will have a shot at the TNA title. Like, Santana was really pissed about this match taking place when it does not affect literally anything for him other than the guy he'll be facing. And honestly, Santana shouldn't be a guy who's like, I really don't want to face Oba Femi, though. That's not what he was doing, so I don't understand what the hell he cares. It's a very dumb angle.
I can kind of buy it, because who would want to face Oba Femi? Even a tough badass like Mike Santana. Like, Oba Femi's been built into the world beater that he is appropriately enough that I can see, like... And also, like, Trick is the guy that messed him up last time, so like he wants revenge on that guy for ruining his title shot in his hometown the first time around. So I can kind of get behind, like, no, I'm gonna need it to be against Trick. What I cannot get over is the Iconics showing up and doing their Iconics pose. Matt Cardona, who has so publicly said he wants to be back in WWE enough times that Kevin Owens has made fun of him for it lightheartedly.
I have a question.
These are all...
I didn't care, so I didn't watch. But now I feel like I should go back and watch. Did Joe Hendry come out from the NXT locker room? And if so, whose side did he fight on? Like
nobody said his name. He's like, whichever one of you bitches says my name first. I have no loyalties. My loyalty is just who says my name first.
oh my god. It's just...
this was sorry, bug. This was bad as far as invasion angles go, and invasion angles don't generally go very well. Like, to give a week's notice you're showing up, to show up and everyone just assuming you're coming in peace and being woefully ill-prepared for exactly what was going to happen is just bad creative. Like, that's really just bad. And like I said, like, for me, and this certainly isn't for everyone, and I honestly think Matt Cardona could give the promo of his life about this, but they have to do some creative work around the fact that everybody who showed up so many people have worked there before, if not all of them. Yeah. So it's like, is there going to be a resentment thing in that? Whatever. But like, if you're making the I'm with TNA shirts, that doesn't feel like the thing at all. No, like that feels so backwards. So the only thing I liked out of this was ultimately what ended up being kind of the closing shot, which I actually thought, I was like, this is all stupid, but this one thing is excellent. In the calm of the storm, Ricky Saints is focused on the title. Oba Femi's focused on the title. Yes. And the production shot that they set up for that, I actually thought looked really cool with like how they came around to the title. Because it was like, while all the children are fighting, we're still focused on NXT's title. Because we're NXT talent. I loved that piece of work from them. But I just felt like I applaud them for doing something different because every invasion angle goes the same. But this is worse than the tired alternative as far as like, there's just no sting to it when we've all been warned several times and people have been in the building for hours already. Like, it just makes NXT look stupid for not seeing this coming.
Yeah. It's different, but it's also worse.
Which, like, honestly, I applaud different because we don't always get that in wrestling. But this is a pretty big step down. As far as how much worse it is because of that. Like, it's just, if you're going to do an invasion angle, like, if the Trojan horse guys were like, man, I would just get inside a wooden horse and come into your town if I could. And then you just hear them chatting in the wooden horse for a while. You can't be surprised when they pop out of the wooden horse. Like, that just doesn't really go.
No.
But I don't know. This wasn't good.
Ryan Cicchini says, not a fan of Fatal Influence removing Jasmine. Good tag with Fallon, can bump. Who would you put JC and Fallon with on the main roster? Maybe Roxanne or heel Charlotte?
Let's make them a tag team.
I mean, yeah, but then they'll just fade away and not be anything. You know what I mean? Like, that's a problem. Like, they need to actually have attached to a single star, or they just become a thing that exists-ish.
Well, they have to decide then. Is JC Jane the main character, or are they going to be in service to a different Queen Bee? Is something that they need to decide. Is it a main roster act, or are they going to join someone else's? A question that they have to decide.
I feel like if they turned Tiffany back heel, that they could hang out with Tiffany. I mean, history between her and Fallon be damned. Like, it could work.
They could do a thing about it.
Yeah, they could. Let's see here. Ryan Cicchini says, apparently Kendall and Callie had the best match of the night prior to the show and will be on Evolve. Ready for them to get Tuesday minutes. Yeah, Kendall Gray and Callie are Callie Armstrong, very, very good.
Yes.
I think part of the reason why Jordan should lose and move up and immediately feud with Julia is because they need vacant spots for women like Kendall and Callie to get TV Tuesday time, not Evolve, not Tubi time. TV time, not Tubi time. Let's see, I know I had a couple of other ones before we get to the puns. Okay. Noise says, the entire time I was wondering why Cardona was doing there. He's not signed anywhere, LOL. TNA should jump Joe Hendry along with the NXT crew, TBH. Yes, I definitely, there should be if we're going to work this angle until November, like if that's how long they're going to work this dumb angle, like there's got to be one where like guys show up and be like, hey, Joe, what's up? Thought you were on our side. I don't know how long they're going to work the angle, but it could be for a very, very, very long time.
I also just saw Frankie Kazarian. I just remembered was part of this. It's just
he was.
I don't know. This is weird to me.
A lot of it, except for Mance Warner and Frankie Kazarian, a lot of it was I used to go here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which could be a thing, if they do something with it. But if you're making t-shirts that are I'm with TNA t-shirts with people that would rather be not there, that's not great.
Meet Normus says, for the love of puppets, can we just review the Big Show episode of Burn Notice? I'll give more Lash updates. You can stay in puppet form for the whole episode, please.
You and my cousin are in cahoots. Cahoots, I say.
I mean, yeah, probably are. Okay. All right. Here we go. War movie puns. Actually, I think we got two of this. But Louisville was first. Inglorious Bastard, Pac. Orion Ben says, Band of Good Brothers. Red Sea Tales. And Smash. Not MASH, but Smash. Nice. Yes, done. I forgot about this one. Ryan Chikini saying No Mercy is the best looking PLE in a long time. It's got technically 6 matches, even though one of them is a maximum of 5 minutes long. So that's a step up.
I appreciate that Ricky Saints and Oba Femi kind of has a big fight feel to it. It feels like a main event that. I very much appreciate.
And I giving that kind of stipulation to Jordan and Blake makes that feel like a top thing too.
Sure.
So we'll see how that goes, but it does look promising. Rafael Garcia says Saving Private Ryan Nemeth. Rafael Garcia also says Raw is Star Wars, which is technically one movie. Tom Valley says Full Metal Jacket time. Lupongi Vice says Pete Dunkirk.
Very well done.
Louisville says Master and Commander.
I love that. Well done.
Avril Garcia said, that is I have Oba singing it. I don't know about that, but we'll see. Lupongi Vice says American Snipe Mare, Cody Rhodes. C. Delgado says Saving Private Ryan Nemeth, Doctor Strange Dude Love. Strange Dude Love. Bridge on the River Kofi. The Thin Amazing Red Line. Dunkirk Angle. Drink Cherry says American Viper. An American Sniper, American Viper. Bridge on the River Kai. Bridge on the River Dakota Kai. Braveheart Foundation. Saving Private Brian Danielson. Oppensteiner. Love Yins going to Dynamite tomorrow. Have fun.
Have an amazing time.
Silver Apocalypse says Heartbreak Ridge Kid. American Dragon Sniper. Full Metal Jack Perry. Saving Private Party.
Very nice.
Saving Private Party is very good, and I never would have thought of it. That's a really
very well done. Very well done.
Chris Pereira says Inglorious Bastard Pac. Yes, it's a very good one. Meet Norma says it's a new day after tomorrow. Penta El Cerro Memento. Tropic Blue Thunderbomb. Tour of the Island of Dr. Moreau. Risky Hurt Business. Jangoba Femi.
Very nice.
Alpha Bill says, you just made the Schindler's List. I don't know what happened to it. It's gone now, but I clicked on it. It's gone. C. Delgado says Sicario Ripley, Red Dawn Marie, Power and Glory.
Very nice.
Chris Pereira says Hacksaw Ridge Holland. Have you seen what Ridge Holland is doing in Evolve now? His gimmick is he calls himself the Steam Pig. I don't. It feels very Jacked Jameson-y. I don't know why he's the Steam Pig.
I don't either, but that does not sound vegan friendly at all.
Well, no, it does not. No.
What is this Steam Pig? Is it a pig that went to a sauna? I have
I
many
don't
questions.
know. It's so crazy. Electric Mayhem says Zero Miedo 30. Dr. Zhivago DMD Coco B Rabbit. Meat Norma says Myles Borne on the 4th of July. Get out, runners. Yeet the parents. Step Brothers of Destruction. A Few Good Men on a Mission. My cousin Val Venus. Listen, I love all the puns, but a lot of these are not necessarily war movies. Neat.
You know what? You pay us money, we'll read them.
Chris Pereira says Top Gun Drake Maverick. Legend of the Fall Brawl. Orion Band says War of the Roses. Mandy versus Adam versus Nyla versus Rachel. That's a lot of roses.
That is a lot of roses.
Cedric Mayhem says The Thin Amazing Red Line.
It is.
Hook, but written like MASH. And not U571, it's U619.
Booyaka, booyaka.
Cedric Mayhem says Das Beast Mortos. And The Wind That Shakes the Bailey. That's good. Silver Broccoli says Kelly's Heroes and Warrior of the Worlds.
Kelly's Heroes.
Tom Valley says The Grado Escape and the Chelsea Green Berets.
Very nice.
Lieutenant Photo says Spaceballs Mike Bailey.
Very good.
Okay.
Did you do the winner?
Yeah, I haven't. I'm leaving that. Saving that one for last. Just Ricardo says you can't see Biscuit.
Very nice.
And a proto star is born.
Very nice.
Okay. And this one's the second one. This one takes runner up. Natalia is Das Boot. And this is the best one. Might be one of the best ones we've ever gotten.
Literally, though.
From Chris Pereira. Put some respect on my Good Morning Vietnam. It's honestly, I mean, top 3 ever. Put some respect on my Good Morning Vietnam.
Yum. It's so good.
Oh my God, so good. Okay. So you have one, but it's a request for a rant.
A rant request? I'm honored.
A rant request, yeah. See, Shadester. I'll do this one. William Regal sings Prince Ali from Aladdin. Prince Ali lyrics. There we go. Okay. Oh no. Oh, wait. This can't be right. Why is the lyric thing down? Oh no. Let's see if this one works. Come on. All right, here we go. Good. Yes, okay, here we go. Hey, clear the way in the old bazaar. Hey, you let us through. It's a brand new star. Oh, come be the first on your block to meet his eye. Make way, here he comes. Ring bells, bang the drum, sunshine. You're gonna love this guy. Prince Ali, fabulous he, Ali Ababa. Show some respect. Boy, genuflect, down on one knee. Now try your best to stay calm. Brush up your Friday salam. Then some and meet his spectacular coterie. Prince Ali, Mouty is he, Ali Ababa. Strong as 10 regular men, definitely. Each face the galloping hordes, 100 bad guys with swords. Who sent those goons to their lords? Why, Prince Ali. Man in the Mask. That's good.
Very nice.
Do you want to do yours? While I
Sure, I didn't see it.
Yeah. Rafael Garcia says Kate rants on PWF 500, specifically number 12 and number 13.
I'll just say that I will rant as has been requested, and you've picked the right spot for me to rant about. But I cannot imagine us who do this show every week. I even still cannot imagine possibly assigning so much weight to a list that a wrestling publication puts out that highlights a bunch of really great wrestling talent. And I just think everybody should be really nice to Kevin McVaney, who puts this together. He's a wonderful man. He has been an ally in more ways than I can count, and he's very nice. So you can make your own list. I made a list of lists earlier with a grocery list and a to-do list and Letterman's top 10 lists, and I ranked their list in my lists. So I will rant as requested, but I cannot sign that much emotional weight to such a thing. But I will say the reasons the reason our friend Rafael Garcia over here has zoned in on number 12 and 13 is because Joe Hendry was placed above my best friend, Zack Sabre Jr. No, we have never met, but I support him as if he's one of the girlies. And I think in a year where he won the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship twice and won the G1 and went to the semifinals of the G1 this year around, even though that's not a part of the criteria, still whatever, that guy should have been in the top 10. It's certainly ahead of Joe Hendry. And while I love Hiroki Goto, and I feel like him being at number 5 was a lovely nod to a wonderful career he had, he did not have the run that Zack Sabre Jr. had from the Gaijin winning the G1 through challenging ahead of Wrestle Kingdom and winning the world title, wrapping all the way around to winning the world title again over Joe Hendry, who, whilst served his product in his demographic very well, I don't think it holds a candle to the year that Zack Sabre Jr. does. And whilst I appreciate that this list is largely kayfabed, i.e. Jey Uso was number 6, I think that was because of the year that he had as the Yeet Man more than necessarily like an in-ring skills ranking thing. I would say most people would probably put a Will Ospreay above that. But when you're looking at the impact of the year that champions had, which is how they seem to rank these things, I would still say that Zack Sabre Jr.'s contributions outweigh those of Joe Hendry, despite the momentous year he had. And for Goto to be number 5 over ZSJ, I think is ill-suited, despite my love of Hiroki Goto. And I think he will be awesome in Street Fighter. Good on him. But ZSJ Stan, reporting for duty, got done dirty. My boy, I'm not the only one saying it. Phil Lindsay saying it. Sports Illustrated is probably saying it. Becky Lynch is probably saying it. ZSJ should be above Joe Hendry. So,
yeah,
I conclude my rant. Make your own lists. My 1 through 10 would probably be Zack Sabre Jr. if I was making my own list.
True. Yeah.
Everybody can make their own lists, and they can doodle on them. They can put little hearts. Yeah, I will say the thing I will pick a bone with, the design of the cover, which is normally spot on, not so great. Only Swerve's head is on it, which is very weird to me.
Yeah.
Makes me itchy. I don't understand the layout that got approved with such a thing.
No. Temple Valley wants Darby to sing the Bluey theme with some extras, please. Mom. Dad. Malachi Black. Bluey! Good.
Birdie King got done dirty, but very nicely done.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if I'm allowed to do this.
I feel like it's probably not the best idea.
I feel like it's not the best idea. I feel like Raphael should have to ask for a different person who's not this.
Maybe we can wild card it. You can just pick someone. Or I can pick someone for you.
Orion Ben and Nate Marmus want me to do this. I feel like if they say it's okay, maybe it is. I don't know. No, I don't think I can. I really don't think I can. It gets clipped by things, and no, we're not doing.
Yeah,
that. No.
we don't need to do that.
No, we don't.
I feel like Braun Strowman could do it though. Or Linda.
It's absolutely this one. It's Linda, bitch. I see you, and I just want to dance with you. Every time they turn the lights down, just want to go that extra mile for you. Public display of affection. Fact like feels like no one else in the room but you. We can get down like this. No one around. We keep on rocking. We keep on rocking. We keep on rocking. We keep on rocking. Cameras are flashing while we're dirty dancing. You keep watching and they keep watching. Feels like the crowd is saying, give me more, 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 give me more.
That was beautiful.
How did I do?
You did brilliant.
Thank you.
It's not your first karaoke with this one. My God.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for indulging. Okay. All right. Dusty Rhodes sings Zombie by the Cranberries. Hello, it's me. I'm here. How's it going, everybody? There we go. All right, here we go.
Dusty.
Another head hangs lowly. Child is slowly taken. And the violence caused such silence. Who are we mistaken? But you see, it's not me. It's not my family, Daddy. In your head, they are fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their guns. In your head, they are crying. In your head, zombie, hey. What's in your head? What's in your head? Yeah, zombie. Hey, ho, ha.
Dusty, you're a legend. That was amazing.
It's a zombie, baby.
It's a zombie.
It's not a baby zombie, baby. It's just a zombie, baby. I mean, that would be really. How tragic would that be if there was a baby zombie?
That would be very sad.
You know, that
it really bring down the mood of karaoke.
If a baby died and then came back to life as a zombie, that'd be sad. Although, if you climbed a tree, I do not know that it could get you because it is a baby.
That's a very good point. It would be the safest option, though very sad.
Yeah. If there is a zombie plague, hopefully it only affects babies because it would be a lot easier to get away from them. A selective zombie plague that only affects babies. Is there anything in this? Could we get a show made on AMC? The crawling dead, not the walking dead, because they can't walk yet because they are only babies. Is that anything? Call up my agent. Let's see if we can get a meeting on this.
Broker and deals from Wrestler Heaven.
Could be. Never know. I got another request.
I was gonna say this is a double shot from Dusty.
Tom Nevada said Dusty to sing "Wig in a Box" from the head wig and the angry itch. So I'm gonna sing "Wig in a Box." Here we go. On nights like this, when the world's a bit of myth and the lights go down across the trailer park, I get down. I feel had. I feel on the verge of going mad, and then it's time to punch the clock. I put on some makeup and turn up the tape deck and pull the wig down on my head. Suddenly, I miss Midwest, midnight checkout queen, until I head home and put myself to bed. Take it, Ricky. I look back on where I'm from, look at the woman I've become, and the strangest things seem suddenly routine. I look up from my vermouth on the rocks, a gift-wrap wig still in the box of towering velveteen. I put on some makeup and some Laverne Baker and pull the wig down from the shelf. Suddenly, I miss Beehive 1963 until I wake up and turn back to myself. Some girls, they have natural ease. They wear it any way they please. With their French flip curls and perfumed magazines. Wear it up, let it down. This is the best way that I've found to be the best you've ever seen. Thank you.
That was beautiful. You would know nothing about wearing a wig, though.
I would know nothing about wearing a wig because this is all natural.
It's beautiful. You look amazing.
It's all natural.
I would never doubt it. Not for a second.
So, this is where we say that for people who are in the SGS who have sent Alex birthday gifts, that we are going to do an unboxing video behind the paywall at Fightful Select. And then you will see us on Thursday evening. Alex will be opening all the lovely gifts that have been sent to him by members of the SGS.
That'll be a beautiful day / time to be had
do
by
you
all.
know what Alex will say after he receives all those lovely gifts?
Thank you.
He will say, "Thank you.
Toodles.
Keep cool, gabagools. R.I.P. Tony D."